Are you playing too small? Are you holding back? Are you not sharing your truth? Let's talk about it in today's podcast.
Here's the question. What's going on inside the minds of top achievers that cause them to make extraordinary breakthroughs both personally and professionally? My name is Tim Shurr, and I invite you to join me as we take a deep dive into the unconscious mind and discover how to transform your biggest dreams into a reality. Welcome to the How to Be Mesmerizing podcast.
Hey everybody, it's Tim Shurr. Welcome to the Mesmerizing podcast. And I've been noticing in my car, if I don't have my microphone, there's a little bit of a hum in the background. That's just because I'm driving, so please forgive me for that. With that said, then, the question today is, how big or small are you playing in your life? Are you really living your full truth? Are you really standing in your power and saying, this is who I am, without any excuses, reasons, justifications, or feeling like you have to explain yourself to somebody? There is no way you're going to really reach your full potential or be mesmerizing or live a fulfilling life if you are constantly holding back, or if you're afraid that others are going to judge you, which it doesn't really matter. If people are judging you, that's their stuff. Those are their issues, right? That is just them often. If they feel insecure because you are standing in your power, that's just their fear of not speaking their truths, not living their truths. I heard this story a long time ago, like 25 years ago, about this barrel of crabs that was sitting by the New England seaside. And this big barrel was full of crabs, and the top of the lid was off. And a guy was standing there, and he said, "How come you don't put a lid on those crabs?" And the fisherman said, "Well, the crabs never escape." And he's like, "Why not? The lid's not there." And he's like, "I don't know." So the guy was observing, and what he would notice is that whenever one of the crabs in that barrel decided that he was going to try to escape, he would start to claw his way slowly upwards towards the edge of the barrel. He would finally get all the way, with great effort, all the way to the very top of the barrel, throw one of his claws over the side. He could almost feel the salt in the air. He pulls himself up and can see the water. He can see that cold New England water right in front of him. And then his fatal mistake is looking down at the other crabs and saying, "Come on, guys, let's go. It's right here. We can do this. Let's work together and make this happen." And so all the other crabs start to activate. They start working together, lifting one another on top of each other's little crab shoulders, pushing them all the way up so that finally one of them could reach the crab that's at the very top, offering freedom. That crab would then reach up and grab a hold of the crab that was at the very top, and then together all the other crabs would yank him back down to the bottom of the barrel. Now that is a really depressing story. I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now. However, I have noticed that there are so many truths in that story. A lot of times we hold ourselves back instead of lifting each other up. A lot of times when you talk about your successes, you might feel weird inside, like you're bragging or you're being arrogant. I had, let's get the past tense correct. I had that for a long time. I was really felt weird and even embarrassed about sharing any kind of successes that I would have. And that's because of the ideas that were put into me from my mom. She had a thing where she does not want anybody to be bragging, which is funny because she was a bit of a braggart, right? But it was pounded in me that we don't want to be arrogant because of that idea of who do you think you are. And so in my head, if I had something new or I had something exciting, it was a real battle for me because one part of me wanted the self-esteem. It wanted the significance. It wanted to feel special, right? So that people would like me and approve of me and invite me into their reindeer games, right? Instead of being picked last for the team, I wanted people to pick me first, right? And so, but then on the other hand, the way that I would try to do that is by standing out or accomplishing things, but then you're not supposed to toot your own horn, right? Then you're not supposed to share it, because then you might make people feel bad about themselves, or they might think that you're being arrogant. And it's like, well, then you get stuck in the middle. What are you supposed to do, right? Where's the line? When is it okay to want some approval and want that pat on the back? And when is it okay to celebrate your successes and be proud of yourself? And so it took a long time for me to figure that out, and maybe it's different for everybody, but I'll just tell you, for me, if I want a pat on the back, I'm going to just say it. I'm just going to say it. Hey, I'd like a pat on the back today. I worked really hard. I'm sharing this, and I'd like a pat on the back. And if I'm not getting a pat on the back from someone, I'll ask for it, right? Now, I'm also more selective about who I want that pat on the back from. Usually, I'm sharing my successes with people that I know are going to celebrate with me. And, often, I have... So I wanted, I have these different peer groups, right? And so if I am looking for that confidence and that pat on the back, then I know that there's certain people that are always going to be very supportive and excited and motivating. And if I feel like I need some real strong feedback, then often I'll go to those same people. I just need to tell them what I'm looking for, right? Because I don't want to surround myself with a bunch of yes men and yes women. I want people who are going to give me honest feedback as well. But I also know that there are some people out there that cut to the chase, and they're not really, their game is not flattery or even encouragement or empathy. They're just straight shooters. And so I will go to them and say, what do you think about this idea? Or this is what I'm thinking about. What do you think? Because in those moments, I want the feedback more than anything else. And so you just got to kind of know who you are going to and what you want from them. Because there's some people that I know I am never going to get a pat on the back from. And so that's okay. And most of the time, I'm giving myself the pat on the back, that self-encouragement, that self-motivation anyway. So I don't need a lot of encouragement from others. Now, one of the reasons that I'm able to give myself more encouragement these days is because I'm giving it freely to lots and lots of other people. It feels very comfortable to be able to give that encouragement to yourself if you are also giving it to others. It's much easier to compliment yourself if you are also complimenting others. And so we want to make sure that we are freely being supportive and encouraging and motivating for others in our life, because then it's very easy to do that for yourself. And often, because you're doing it for these other people, they're going to want to repay the favor. It's the law of reciprocity, right? You do nice things for others, and it causes others to feel compelled to do nice things for you as well. Not because it's manipulation or strings attached, but just because you're doing something nice for someone, they want to do it back, right? You give someone a gift, they want to give you a gift back. Because, you smile at someone, they want to smile back. It's just sharing the joy. So on the flip side of that is, well, what about feeling arrogant, right? Well, arrogance is really, are you stepping on somebody else to get what you want? Are you taking away from somebody else in order for you to make yourself feel bigger, smarter, more powerful, more special, more important than others? I think that's what arrogance is. So when we're feeling good about ourselves, and we're just feeling good about ourselves because of our achievements or what we're accomplishing, or just because we've been working hard at something and we feel like we're making progress, that is not arrogance when you want to share it, when you want to feel proud of yourself. That is confidence. Confidence is when you're doing things because, in your own right, because you've done things to take care of you. And when you reinforce that by feeling good about it, it gives you the strength and the confidence, more confidence, to do more of it, right? And that's what builds momentum. So it's important that you are acknowledging your successes and sharing them so that not only you, but the universe around you says, wow, this is great. Let's do more of this. You're so happy with what you've accomplished. Let's create more opportunities for you. That's what the law of attraction is really about. How you're feeling gets reflected back. So if you're feeling really good, then you're probably going to have more opportunities that cause you to feel really good. If you're feeling really stressed all the time, well, you're probably going to have more opportunities then to feel stressed all the time, because that's the energy that's being mirrored back to you by the universe. So if you are not reinforcing the stuff that's going well, and you're only reinforcing emotionally the things that aren't going well or keeping yourself held back, then guess what? You're not giving any energy. You're not feeding the stuff that was making you feel good. and so you won't get as much of it. You got to remember, so when I help someone with goal setting, one of the things that I tell them is make sure that you celebrate the small wins, right? Make sure that you celebrate the smaller milestones, or if you have 3 things you're going to get done today and you get those 3 things done today, woohoo! Yeah, awesome! Give yourself a high five, right? A big hug, a big smile, a big pat on the back. That's awesome! When you reinforce that with that emotional energy, then in your brain says, oh, that's pleasurable. Let's do more of that. Because remember, one of the main drives of your mind is to create more pleasure in your life, more psychological safety. And so when you're feeling good, you feel safe. And then your brain says, I want to do more of that. And that's where natural, sustainable, long-lasting motivation comes in. So the more you are reinforcing the small things, the more the bigger things happen. So like a lot of times people would say, I'm only going to be happy when I lose 20 pounds. Well, you're probably not going to be happy then, even when you lose the 20 pounds. But in my experience, people have to get happy from drinking 5 glasses of water that they were going to drink today. Today I'm going to drink 5 glasses of water. And then they drink that water and they're like, yes, I got it in. And every time they finish a glass of water, they go, yes, I finished my first one. Yes, I finished my second one. So you get into a habit of feeling good more of the time. Now, if people say, well, that's silly, reinforcing these small things because you got big goals. What's silly about it? Is it silly because it keeps you motivated? Is it silly because it makes you feel good about yourself? Is it silly because it builds your confidence and self-esteem? Is it silly because it keeps you focused on what's going to get you the best outcome? Is it silly because you simply have a fear that being nice to yourself is setting yourself up for a disappointment? That is a common belief that people have. Don't get your hopes up too high and you won't get disappointed. There won't be far to fall, right? And that is a self-sabotaging belief that's very common, where people are simply afraid to get their hopes up because they've been let down before by other people, or they have let themselves down by not following through. But the problem isn't you getting your hopes up. The problem is the self-sabotaging beliefs that are interfering with you getting what you want. So, and if you reinforce that fear with another fear, then, you're just full of fear. And that's not, shining. That's not playing full out. That's you holding yourself back. That's you playing small. That's not you standing in your power. That's you pretending that you don't have any, which is a flat out lie, because you are awesome. You have so much magic and power inside of you, and through this podcast, we're going to keep unleashing it every single day. So, again, pay attention to the beliefs you have. Are you really playing full out? Are you really reinforcing the small victories? Are you feeling good about yourself when you're doing things good? Feel proud of yourself when you are celebrating things. And you can share it with others. And again, share it with people who you know are going to celebrate you, who are going to be excited for you, who are going to help you to feel great about the accomplishments. And if you don't have anybody in your life that's going to do that for you, then you reach out to me in any way you can. Leave a comment, send me an email, right? Next time I'm on Facebook, leave a comment there. Let me know what you're doing, and I will celebrate with you. I will be excited for you. I will root for you. I will tell you great job, because that's what it's all about. Finding the right people in your good vibe tribe to be able to hang out with so that we can rise up and live our full potential and do what we were born to do, which was to be the best version of ourselves that we can possibly be. And that's pretty exciting. So with that said, I challenge you this week to make sure that you are playing big, that you're not holding back, that you're being proud of yourself, that you're focusing on your accomplishments and what you can do next, and that you are feeling good knowing that when you are building your confidence, that that's a good thing, that that's a blessing, right? The universe will shine down upon you. God will smile on you when you are taking care of one of his greatest creations ever, which is you. So I hope this helps, and put this into action. And please make sure that you share this podcast with your friends, like it, leave a review, because that's how more people find out about this podcast, and that would be really exciting. So thank you so much for listening to this and hanging out with me today. I've got to get out here and Got some clients waiting for me, so make your day a sure success, and we'll talk to you real soon. Bye!
Hey, would you like more free tips on how to be a mesmerizing leader? Then check out mesmerizingleadership.com and also hang out with me on Facebook, facebook.com/Tim Shurr. Thanks so much, and make your day a sure success.